Phoenix officers routinely violate the rights of children.
Routinely violate the rights of children. Why? Because they can.
And insult them and use excessive force against them.
They use excessive force against everyone. Children, we should be more concerned with.
Those are some of the most troubling findings from the Department of Justice. I'm ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing, and as we continue our series taking the DOJ's written report and turning it into video, our next stories will focus on a pattern of officers mistreating and harming kids. Now, as you watch, you can also follow along. Just scan the QR code to get an official copy of the DOJ's report. In this story, we're covering the section starting on page 101. The DOJ report says, during encounters with children over minor issues, sometimes where no crime has been committed, Phoenix PD officers escalate situations with combative language and needless force.
Of course they do. Because why? Because again, there's no accountability. They'll just make shit up. They'll look and they'll think you might have done something. And then they'll go back to their car. They'll pull their little books out. They'll look and they have a whole shit ton of crimes you committed.
And this incident was the DOJ's first example. Quote, in one such incident, 2 officers threw a 15-year-old Latino boy against a bus stop pole, held the back of his neck, and handcuffed him after he asked to call his mother.
What were you doing going in those trucks? What were you going in that truck for?
While on patrol, the officer saw the boy briefly look inside a truck at a car dealership's park.
Car dealership, he's looking inside of a truck. Is that the crime of the century? I don't understand how looking into a truck on the dealership's parking lot is a crime. I look at windows all the time, just walking through parking lots at the grocery store. I'm looking to see if there's kids in there. I'm looking to see if there's pets in there. Didn't realize that was a crime.
Parking lot during business hours, then leave to catch the bus. The officers followed the boy onto the bus and ordered him off.
You walked up to it, looked inside, opened the other door, went on the other side, and just walked away.
Oh, because I had to catch the bus.
Have a seat.
You have no idea. No idea.
Great, here we go. Here's a female officer gonna start her fucking yapping like that's ever gonna make anything better.
I do have it.
What?
I do have it.
Where is it?
The DOJ wrote, the boy listened to the officers and followed
all of their orders. The boy listened to the officer and followed all of their orders. Just like they follow all the orders that they're told to follow. They're order followers. Constitution be damned.
all of their orders.
Do you have any weapons on you? Do me a favor, take off your backpack.
When they say do me a favor, you about to get screwed.
Because I told you to take off your backpack.
Take off your backpack, and the kid says why, and he says, because he's talking to a 15-year-old, because I fucking told you to.
But when one officer demanded the boy take off his backpack, the boy looked up at him and asked, why? The officer's response was aggressive and demeaning. Because I told you to.
Stand up and put your hands on top of your head. Turn around.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, call my mom. He's 15. He's a juvenile. He's a minor. He should be allowed to call his mom. But no. Tyrants are going to go hands-on. They couldn't wait to put their hands on him.
The officer then ordered the boy to stand up, turn around, and place his hands on his head. The boy started to do as he was told, but then looked down at his phone in his hand and asked whether he could call his mother. The officer immediately grabbed him, held his neck, and slammed him into the pole of a bus stop.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting at all, man.
And what is this about? Because this looks like the male cop. Why did she take the handcuffs, open them up, and then looks like she's scratching his side? Is she like trying to get his attention? Is she like flirting with him? I don't understand what that's about.
Into the pole of a bus stop.
Stop resisting.
Right here.
I'm not resisting at all.
Right there. What's that about?
The DOJ said the boy's hands remained above his head until officers roughly cuffed him.
Roughly cuffed him. Of course they did. They're going to show him who the boss is.
Down.
Sit.
Sit. Sit like a dog. Sit because we told you to.
The officers also questioned the boy while he was handcuffed without informing him of his Miranda rights.
Wow, without informing him of his Miranda rights, and we're in Phoenix, Arizona. Arizona versus Miranda, Miranda versus Arizona, Miranda rights. Where do you think they came from? Phoenix. And who violated them? Phoenix. Shocking. It is not.
Performed a warrantless and unlawful search on his backpack.
Why? Because they can. They'll claim officer safety. I thought this. I thought that. You can't hold me responsible for my actions when I thought something might be going on. It's bullshit.
Later released the boy, but lectured him that the entire encounter was his own fault.
Lectured him that the entire encounter was his own fault. It's your fault you were walking through a car dealership parking lot and looking in trucks, looking at trucks. It's your fault that you weren't doing anything wrong and we decided to be a bunch of fucking tyrants. That's your fault.
Now, a couple of final things about this incident. Phoenix PD found those officers' actions were in policy, but
of course, they're always in policy. Problem is, policy doesn't violate the Constitution. It can't. Any policy that is in direct violation of the Constitution can't be enforced.
in these records released by Phoenix PD, it says one of them received some sort of coaching.
Oh wow, some sort of coaching. That's the more training they need that we keep hearing about. More training. They need more training. Bullshit. They'll need more training. These fucking idiots get more training. You have no idea how much training they get. The problem is there's no accountability for their actions. When there's no accountability for actions, training goes out the fucking door. It doesn't matter what they beat into your head in the academy. When there's no consequences for your actions, training doesn't matter.
Also, as you just saw, the officers didn't read the boy his Miranda rights.
Shocking. It is not.
That's part of a pattern. The DOJ report says Phoenix officers often question children without telling them about their right to remain silent.
Of course they do, because they don't want kids. They don't want anybody to know you have the right to remain silent. They want to just show up, pop up a couple questions, and you just spill everything.
Quote, Phoenix PD has a Miranda warnings card that translates the Miranda warnings into child-appropriate language and gives children the option of asking for a parent before questioning. But we reviewed multiple incidents in which Phoenix PD officers did not use the card and ignored the requirements of Miranda altogether.
Why? Because nothing they do ever usually gets called into question.
Now, Miranda rights come from the 1966 U.S. Supreme Court case, Miranda v. Arizona. And do you know what police department violated Ernesto Miranda's rights, leading to the landmark
Phoenix.
ruling? Not ironically, it was Phoenix PD.